My name is Helene Winslow. I'm 31 years old. 6 years ago, on Christmas Eve, my father stood in front of 22 relatives, read my twin sister's Yale acceptance letter like a victory speech, then held up my community college transcript and said, "This is what failure looks like." I walked out that night and never looked back. Last month, my sister Rebecca found me at my office. She was shaking, holding her Yale diploma ripped clean in half and a folder of old emails. She just looked at me and said, "Everything we thought we knew about that night was a lie. They thought they knew which daughter succeeded and which one failed. They were wrong. This is what happened when the golden child brought the truth to the scapegoat." Before I tell you what was really inside that folder, please like and subscribe if you've ever been made to feel you weren't enough in your own family. Drop your location in the comments. Now, back to Christmas Eve, 2019. I was 24, standing in my parents' living room. My father, Christian, arranged his leather armchair like a throne. 22 relatives filled the space. My twin, Rebecca, sat rigid on the sofa, knuckles white. She wouldn't look at me. I'd arrived late deliberately. My father had called 3 times insisting I attend, unusual. Usually, he preferred I didn't show up. But my mother's voice had that tremor meaning, "Please don't make this harder." So I came. New photo on the mantel, Rebecca at Yale. Expensive frame. "Helene, you're late," my father said. "Take that chair by the window." Isolated, away from the fireplace. I sat. I was good at sitting in the designated failure spot. He stood, adjusted his glasses, called for attention. Everyone went quiet. I want to share the difference between reaching for greatness and settling for comfort. "Rebecca, please stand." She stood, looking sick. He pulled out a laminated Yale acceptance letter. He read it aloud, savoring each word. People clapped. My mother dabbed her eyes. Rebecca's smile looked carved with a knife. I gripped my wine glass and tried to be happy for my sister. But my father wasn't done. He held up my community college transcript from 2013 to 2015. "This," he said, holding the Yale letter, "is what happens when you pursue excellence. And this, what happens when you give up before you start." Room went silent. "Helene, tell everyone what greatness you were chasing." I could have said I'd earned my bachelor's in 2017, was working in marketing, applying to master's programs. But it wouldn't matter. He'd already written the script. "Associate in Arts," he read, voice dripping. 2 years at community college. You chose comfort over challenge." I set my wine glass down carefully, walked to the coat rack, and headed for the door. His voice followed. "This is what failure looks like." Snow had started falling. Through the window, I saw him still talking. Rebecca frozen on the sofa, crying, but she didn't move, didn't follow, didn't defend me. I drove 1 mile, pulled over. Not crying, just sitting in silence. My phone buzzed. Mum, aunt, cousin. I turned it off. I sat in my car watching snow accumulate and thought, I'm done. The kind of done where you stop waiting to be seen clearly. I went home, didn't open any Christmas presents. Next day, I researched how to disappear. Change number, block social media, move. My lease ended in February. I made lists. Portland kept appearing, far enough from the East Coast. On December 26th, I had 23 messages. Rebecca's said, "I'm sorry. Dad made me do it." I deleted them. No response. I gave notice at work, told my landlord. My mother called. I texted, "I'm okay. Need space." She replied with paragraphs about how my father was trying to motivate me. I didn't answer. New Year's Eve, at midnight, I texted, "I love you, but I can't be part of this family anymore." What Dad did was cruelty. Don't look for me. Then I broke my SIM card. February 1st, 2020, I landed in Portland with 2 suitcases, 1 box of books, and $2,847. I found a studio, got a job at an ed-tech startup for $42,000. When the pandemic hit, my company pivoted to remote learning. I worked 60-hour weeks, thrived under pressure. My boss promoted me to marketing manager in 2021, $67,000. That year, I enrolled in a bachelor's completion program, but here's the truth. I'd already earned my bachelor's in 2017. Portland State. My father didn't attend that graduation. On Christmas Eve 2019, he deliberately chose a 6-year-old community college transcript, ignoring the degree I'd earned, because it didn't fit his narrative. I kept building. Earned my master's in education policy in 2023. Walked the stage alone. That diploma hangs in my apartment. No lamination, just real. In 2023, I moved to a small liberal arts college, supporting first-generation and community college students. Retention rates jumped 34%. By 2025, I was Associate Dean, started a PhD program, won a national award, made the Forbes 30 Under 30 in education. The article said, I was redefining what success looks like. Then, February 2026, 5 days before my 31st birthday, I walked into my office. Security said, "Your sister's been waiting since 7:30. I stepped outside. Rebecca stood 20 feet away, thinner, exhausted, holding a folder. "Helen," she said, voice cracking. "What are you doing here?" I kept my voice neutral. "I need to show you something," she said. "About Yale, about what Dad did to both of us." We went to my office. I locked the door. "You have 5 minutes." She pulled out documents with shaking hands. "Spring 2018. You got accepted to Yale. Full scholarship. Dad intercepted the letter, forged your signature to decline, gave your acceptance to me." I stood very still. She set 2 letters side by side, both Yale acceptances, both dated March 15, 2018. One addressed to me, one to her. "We both applied after our bachelor's. You got in. I got waitlisted. He has emails. He planned it all." I picked up my letter. Full tuition merit scholarship. My vision blurred. "Where did you get this?" His locked office drawer, 47 emails. He kept everything, the letters, the forgeries, the portal logs. She pulled out a plastic sleeve with torn pieces. "My Yale diploma. I ripped it when I found out. It's yours." I read his words. "Helene would have squandered this. Rebecca deserves it more." I sat down. "Do you understand what he took? That Christmas, he compared my community college transcript to your Yale letter. He was comparing me to my own stolen acceptance. The humiliation wasn't about community college. It was erasing me." Rebecca was crying. "I didn't know. I've spent 8 years with imposter syndrome, panic attacks, feeling like a fraud. I was living your stolen life, and it was destroying me." She wanted to help me report it. "If I lose my Yale degree, fine. It should have been yours." I asked what she wanted. "My sister back, the person I was supposed to grow up beside." I needed time. She left the evidence. That night, I read all 47 emails. Then, I called Terry Morrison, an education law attorney. She reviewed everything. Textbook fraud, identity theft, forgery. We can make a case. I filed complaints with Yale, with Columbia, where my father was a professor, and with the district attorney. My mother, when I called her for the first time in 6 years, admitted she'd found out in 2021, but was too cowardly to find me. "Do what you need to," she said. "I'll back you up this time." My father showed up at my college. In the lobby, I told him clearly, "You committed fraud. Multiple felonies." Security escorted him out. Columbia placed him on leave. Yale invalidated Rebecca's admission and reviewed her degree. The story went viral. My father's lawyer offered a settlement with an NDA. I said no. On my 31st birthday, my sister and I sat together. She'd moved to Portland, applied to community college, starting over. My mother flew in, trying. We looked at old photos, twins with their arms around each other. "You used to be best friends," Mum said. "We were," Rebecca said. "Can you be again?" I looked at my sister. "I don't know, but maybe we can build something new." That night, my apartment was full of chosen family, friends, colleagues, my sister, my mother trying. Rebecca raised her glass. To starting over. To truth. To Helene, who showed me what real strength looks like. Outside, Portland rain fell. My phone buzzed with a text from a former student. "Thank you for showing us what integrity looks like." My father is losing everything. His job, his reputation, likely his freedom. But I already won. Not by destroying him, but by building something he couldn't touch. Community college wasn't failure, it was foundation. Yale wasn't success, it was a stolen credential built on lies. Real achievement is what you build when no one's watching, when the only approval you need is your own. My name is Helene Winslow. I'm 31 years old. 6 years ago, my father called me a failure in front of 22 people and expected me to shrink. Instead, I left. I built. I won, not on his terms, on mine. And that's the victory that actually matters.